Hello, hello, and welcome back. As you can tell from today's title, I am going to be doing a double pantry major clean, declutter, and organize. Also, if you haven't noticed, this is not my kitchen. I have had the great pleasure to help one of our very, very, very dear, sweet friends out today. I am just so excited to get this video to you guys because I had so much fun doing this declutter for her. It's just always something different. Like if you're at somebody else's house, like I feel like I look at my same crap over and over and over again. So being able to help her and then just having a change of scenery was just amazing for me. So I hope you guys really enjoy this. I hope this gives you tons of motivation to get into your pantry. Obviously, I was having myself a little time here, but I managed not to break anything or drop anything on the floor in the process. But if you need some motivation to get your tail in that kitchen and clean out your pantry, then today's video is just personally for you. So as I mentioned earlier, this is something that I wanted to help with a friend of ours. If you have been at my channel for any length of time, you've heard me talk about Ruben and him going to the farm a lot, and this is the dear sweet friend of ours that owns that farm. And so I always want to help people that help us. And she's been so incredibly kind to Ruben and myself and our family. So of course, I just had to come in here and jump in and help. So my main goal today was to get everything out of this pantry, get everything wiped down. It wasn't dirty at all, but I just wanted to go ahead and get everything wiped down and clean, go through the things that she has, see if there's anything that could be combined so that I could save some space in there for her as well. And I kind of wanted to get everything on a level that it needed to be on. If you guys have ever seen me in person, there's very few of you that have. I'm not the tallest person in the world, and she's a little bit shorter than I am. So I wanted to kind of get everything on the levels that she needed. The things that she doesn't use on a daily basis, I kind of wanted to put a little bit higher, and everything else just right there at arm's reach. This pantry is massive. I'm extremely jealous. One day I will have one just like it, but that was the goal for myself today. So not only does she have the food pantry here on the right hand side, but here in a little bit you're going to see the pantry on the left side as well. And she keeps a lot of her bakeware and Tupperware and things like that over there on that side. And I kind of wanted to get that kind of straightened up as well. So we're going to go ahead, jump in here and get all of this done. Don't worry, I will be back to kind of explain everything that I'm doing and just to see how far along you guys are in your cleaning along with me.
So why would you make me go to stupid parties with your homies? When you know I'm way too shy to function right. When you know I'll probably mess up your night, baby. Oh baby, ooh, I really need for you to save me. 'Cause right now everybody's dancing, going crazy, kinda rap along with Jeezy, but I'm feeling kinda spacey. I just wanna head home. I don't wanna talk to anybody, I don't wanna know your hobby, so I'll wait down in the lobby, then head home. And I know you wanted me to meet your friends, but I'm so tired of trying to play pretend. Everybody's dancing, going crazy, kinda rap along with Jeezy, but I'm feeling kinda spacey. I just wanna head home. I made myself clear, or at least I thought I made myself clear.
So before I got started with all of this, she actually went and got some new containers for storage. She is going to need just a few more, but she's going to go and get those, and we'll have everything all set up nicely the way that I envisioned it. And by no means at all is this perfect, but honestly, everybody does everything different. So I know with putting things out on the internet, you open yourself up for comments, and that's fine. I appreciate everyone's comments and suggestions, but Again, everybody does everything differently, so just keep that in mind, please, and be a nice human being. But this turned out amazing, and I know she's very satisfied with it, and so was I. But I wanted to get everything that was kind of either opened or things that could be, little ants or anything that could get into. I'm always weird with pastas, and she was the same exact way. So she was glad to get all of that stuff put into these containers. It truly does help, and I think it just makes a pantry look super amazing. So I kind of wanted to keep a few things the same way that she had them. So on the very top shelf, she had all of her Ziplocs and bags, her foils, wax papers, all of that stuff. And because those are light, I figured that was perfectly fine to keep up there on the top shelf. If you're pulling something off the top shelf, you don't want it to be a crock pot. Am I wrong? So you don't want that falling on your head. And if you pull off a roll of, Reynolds wrap, I think you'll be fine. So I wanted all of that stuff to kind of stay in the same space. And then I did have to move a couple of the shelves to make sure that some of those containers fit. And as I was going through everything, as you probably could have seen, the entire island was full. And then I also had the dining room table full of stuff too. I don't think you got to see that, but that way I could just kind of look over everything and see where everything was at and see how I kind of wanted to place it. I did have to switch the cans, I think 2 or 3 times. And then at the very end, I ended up pulling almost everything off of the bottom shelf and putting that somewhere else too. So I definitely kept it to where if she wanted to move things around and kind of put them where she wanted them, it's going to be very easy for her to do. But I did have her come in and take a look a couple times, and she said everything was perfectly fine just where it was at. So that helped me just kind of get everything chugging along. And to be honest with you, I got rid of so much stuff like boxes and half empty things that I could kind of combine with others, that it just almost looked like there was a third of the things left in her pantry at the time that I was done. And those are the things that I like to do. That makes me feel like I've really accomplished something. She's also really, really big on oatmeal. So I kind of had her go and scounger up a little basket out of her own house. And that was just something that she already had, and she didn't even have to buy it. And it looks super cute in there. I just went ahead and stacked up all of her oatmeal in this little basket that you'll see here in just a minute. And it's just right there at her fingertips. So like things that she really goes for every single day, I wanted to have right there where she could easily see them, easily grab them. I love, love, love those little spice racks inside the doors. So I utilized those as much as I could, but with their size and not being able to adjust them, it kind of made things a little bit hard. I kind of had to step back and rearrange the shelves a lot more than I really anticipated to, which was perfectly fine. It's just something that, you kind of have to work with when you get in and start doing stuff like this. And I also am going to try to talk her into let me come back and do a couple more areas in her kitchen, because I know you can't tell just from this one angle, but she has a gorgeous kitchen and so much storage that it would be probably a 4-part series just to get her kitchen done, and I would be so excited to do so. So maybe if she'll have me back, I will be able to bring that back to you guys and show you as well. But I had such a good time doing this. I know that sometimes people are like, why would you even want, I don't even want to do my own house. Why would you want to go and do somebody else's? I don't know. It's just like giving is my love language, I guess, and doing stuff like this just really helps with my anxiety and just kind of shows people how much I care about them. So if you have the time and opportunity to go and help somebody do something as little as clean out their pantry and reorganize it, you would be amazed at, how much they would greatly appreciate it. Because I tell you what, if somebody just walked into my house right now and just started rearranging stuff, I would sit my happy tail on my couch and just watch them do what they want to do. That would make me so extremely happy. But here is the little basket that we decided to put all the oatmeal in. It just kind of keeps her from having to rummage through all of the different boxes, and it's just right there at her fingertips. I don't know how many times I've gone into my pantry and I was like, oh, crackers. Yay. And I go and grab the box and there's no crackers in there. So I know I've done that with oatmeal as well. So that way you can see it. If it's gone, it's gone. And it's just visually appealing. I just think it's so daggone cute. And the basket looks adorable right here in the pantry. So as I was going through some of the jars and stuff, I was like, wait a minute. I know I've seen this somewhere else in the kitchen. So she's got these 2 little pull-out drawers in this cabinet where she has all of her tumblers. And I was like, okay, so let me see if I can rearrange these tumblers so that they're not taking up so much space. I kind of reorganized them and condensed some of those little koozies and some of the other tumblers on the bottom shelf. I brought those up because that bottom shelf also has a whole bunch of canned food or jarred food. And I was like, okay, if I can make space down here, I can pull all those jars out of this last drawer of the pantry or the last shelf of the pantry, put them down here, and then that's going to give her even more space to put more things. So that was super exciting. I wasn't even planning on doing that, but it saved so much room and it looks so much nicer that when she goes to get the other containers that she wants or needs, that's going to give her more space to put more stuff inside that pantry. So I'm going to let you see what that side of the pantry looks like all finished here in just a minute, but I'm going to start on the other side now, and I've got the same thought process. I'm just going to pull everything out, get everything wiped down and clean, and then try to put the things up where they need to go. So again, I want to put the lighter stuff kind of up top. And if you can see there on the bottom, she's got that bottom shelf very, very far up. And I thought of if I pulled it down just a little bit, I can get more things on that shelf to where she can see them, because you can't tell, but everything that she's got is honestly just like one row up front on the shelf because she can't reach in the back of it and she can't see in the back of it. So if I've got that shelf pulled down, I could utilize more of that shelf and she could see everything. So really quickly, I wanted to show you this. She had 2 of these in there, and these, I've been wanting one of these for so long. It's really, you put anything in there, it's got the blades, you yank that little thing like a lawnmower on top, and it chops up your stuff so nicely. And I have seen these all over the place, and I've always been like, oh my God, you need to get one of those. And every time I go out, I just never even think about it. And I promise you, if I didn't love her as much as I do, I probably would have stolen it. But spoiler alert, she ended up giving me one. We were sitting there talking about them when I was showing her the cabinets, and she was like, oh my gosh, let me show you this. It's so amazing. You would love it. And I was like, I do love it. And she said, well, you have it. And I see things like that just mean so much to me. Just a little, hand chopper. I'm so excited. You guys are going to see that in a video very soon, I'm sure, if I'm doing a cooking video or what's for dinner. So stay tuned for that. But what I did here is I put more of like the Tupperware and the lighter things here on the top shelves. The things that she doesn't use often, I put on the top, and then everything else just kind of in the middle and where she can reach them. And then you're going to see what I meant by when I move that bottom shelf down. She had a lot of ramekins and just smaller dishes and bowls that were honestly just not even in a space where she could see them. So when I pulled that shelf down, I could really utilize it and fill that entire shelf up to where she could see everything that was there. And it just worked out amazingly. She loved it. I loved it. And she's got more space now to add anything into that side of the pantry if she wants to.
I dance like no one's gonna see, and I love like nobody can hurt me. You might think I'm a little strange, but I'm not gonna change. Oh no, sometimes I'm talking way too much, and sometimes I don't know how to turn up. You might think I'm a little strange, but I'm not gonna change. For
So here you guys have gotten to see how everything turned out. I had the most fun doing this, and I hope you enjoyed the little switch up on the channel. Let me know if you guys would like for me to do something again like this. I would be happy to do so. But if you're not subscribed already and you enjoyed this video, go ahead and click that button before you go. But I gotta go. I got some stuff to do here at my own house. But I love you and I appreciate you, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.
Ooh.